Hey, what's up everybody? This episode I'm going to be working on a couple things. First is going to be the brake system, cleaning up the frame where I've been hacking at it quite a bit, and then adding some mounting. And then secondly is moving the inlet for the radiator, which is currently in the way of the new gas tank. So first let me show you what I've got going for the brakes, and then we'll move right into the radiator. Alright, so now that I've cut all the frame out of here, this isn't attached to anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim this bracket and make up a new bracket to hold this nice and square, and then we'll probably just tack it there. So now that I got this bracket on here, I really need this pipe capped off because I plan to use this system for the time being, and I don't want anything getting packed into this hole and rusting the pipe out. So this next project, I'm going to be relocating this inlet for the radiator. I'm not quite sure where I want it to be, but I don't want it to be sticking out and be an eyesore, so I'm going to kind of mock it up after I cut it off and see what looks best and what works well. Well, this sucks. I was expecting it to be aluminum. That's some sort of brass or copper. So I'm going to grind up on top here and see if the radiator is something different, and then we'll see what's what. So after fiddling around with trying to fit this onto the radiator, I decided to just cut it off, and then I can put pieces of brass on there, and it'll work a lot better. Then I can just cut it however long I want and fit it in. So I'm actually going to try to solder these two together, and then I'm going to attempt to solder that onto the radiator. I've never done anything like that before, so this will be a learning experience for me for sure. Well, it's done. It's not pretty, but it's done. Thank goodness for paint. I'll never even notice. But I think I got all the cracks sealed and the pinholes taken care of. We'll see when I run the bike and just make some repairs as needed. But the next and final step is I got to cap that old inlet off. So what I did was I bought a fitting, and I just cut a chunk out of it. So I'm going to hammer this flat and grind that down, and then I'll be soldering that together. Well, it's definitely not going to win any beauty pageants, but I think it's going to work good. I don't see any major issues there. So I'm going to put the fan on here and do a final fit up and see how it all looks together. So in order to get the radiator into the bike, I've actually had to modify the mounting. Honda designed the bike to have 2 studs here and then 2 bolts here. And I can't use that anymore because the only way you could get it in was to go straight in like this. So what I ended up doing was I tried to twist the studs out. They ended up just snapping off on me. So I drilled and tapped these, and so now I'm able to use 4 bolts from the front so I can kind of maneuver the radiator up into place. Alright, so that was pretty painful for me to do, much less I'm sure for you to watch, but I think it's going to do a good job. I didn't see any pinholes in there, so hopefully it doesn't steam up and spray me in the face while I'm trying to drive this thing. But hey, look at this. I love it. I'm so psyched about the fact that it's up underneath the tank like that. I just think that is so cool. Anyways, the brake thing worked out good. I'm really happy about the way it looks. And I'm sure you're probably wondering, hey, didn't you say you were going to do forward controls? I am going to do forward controls, but I realized that it's probably going to be kind of a bugger to rig up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the stock stuff just so that I can test drive the thing. And once I get it to the point where I can drive it, I'm going to want, you know, all this stock stuff in place for that. So I'll have this ready to go, and then eventually when it's all ready, I'll probably work on the front controls, and once I get those set, I'll take the mid controls out. I definitely got a lot of other things planned, so make sure you stay tuned to the channel. Hit the subscription button as well as that notification bell so you can get those neat little updates on your phone when new videos come out. So, alright, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and you guys be careful out there.